All right, here we are for episode 25 of Truth and Madness. This is TM. I'm here with Xanman.
And Fluffy Girl.
And our guest speaker today, Fluffy Girl.
We are sorry that we haven't came out with a podcast in a while. We know we've been trying to figure some stuff out, and so yeah.
We're trying to get a time down that we can do this every week, so Saturdays may be the day, so hopefully that'll be it. Today we're going to have some music, and we're going to talk about some monster stuff. A lot of it specifically related to Monsters of Indiana. We're going to talk a little bit about the Oscars. We're going to talk about a UFO coin, a coin that has a UFO on it. We're going to talk to Xanmanpanda from YouTube. It's a new YouTube channel. And we're going to talk about things that are not as cool as people think they used to be. So we're going to start off with a song. It's kind of a parody type song called After Ever After by John Cozart.
If you've ever wondered why Disney tells all end in lies, here's what happened after all their dreams came true. I loved being princess down in this beautiful ocean blue, but mermaids are going missing. They end up in someone's stew. So just try to put yourself into somebody else's gills. You're killing my ecosystem with fishing and oil spills.
Oh no.
Thank you, BP. Thank you, BP. Thank you, BP. Thank you, BP. The British are killing, oil is spilling. Now I can't see. My eyes. China don't feast on flounder fins. Plus the Japanese killed all my whale friends. Oceans are browning. I think I'm drowning. Thanks to BP. You suck. Hey, I'm okay, but I'm slightly scared. My husband's a mark for the war on terror. Aladdin was taken by the CIA. We're not Taliban, you've got the wrong man. In Guantanamo Bay, Prince Ali Wiggity be drowning in Wawa. Interrogation from the nation of the free. Bin Laden's taken the fall. We're not trained pilots at all. You're foreign crazy and no one but up us. We're for freedom, Genie can vouch for us. Bush was crazy, Obama's lazy, Al-Qaeda's not in this country. Set free, my prince. A whore. A whore. A whore. A whore. A whore. Oh, this town's gone wild since I married Adam. They think I'm going straight to hell. She'll burn in hell. But the charges laid on me of bestiality could wind up getting me thrown in a cell. She is a witch. Oh, I'm overrun by madness. I hear they plan to burn me at the stake, which will fry that bell must die. Legit believe I'm Satan, and now I hear that PETA's gonna take my beast away. After John Smith traveled back to England, I helped my people cultivate the fields. More English, French, and Spaniards came to visit, and they greeted us with guns and germs and steel. They forced us into unknown lands of exile. They pillaged, raped, and left us all for dead. So now I'm far more liberal with a weapon when I separate their bodies from their heads. White. What? Have you ever held the entrails of an English guy, or bit the beating hearts of Spanish men? Can you shoot an arrow in some French guy's eye? Sacre bleu! Can you paint with the red colors in these men? Adios, amigos. I can murder if I please, 'cause I'm dying of disease. I can paint with the red colors in these men. Thanks to BP, where's Prince Ali? Bestiality. I've got STD. Whoa, 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 whoa.
All right, what do you guys think about that one?
Funny. I've actually memorized every single word to that song.
And he sang it while it was playing.
And I was so good you didn't even notice. Either that or the mic was off, whichever works.
All right, we're going to talk about monsters today. We're going to start off with one of Xanman's favorites called the rake. What do you think about the rake?
I think it's a very useful gardening tool. The way that it just grips those leaves. I mean, it's like a Stephen King novel. It's just, love it.
Well, I'm sure the people that saw it wish that. The rake was a beast that's found in Erie, Pennsylvania. It is a 21st century manifestation of the age-old story of a dark figure coming to, quote-unquote, get people. It prefers to kill when the victim is unaware of its presence. It does this by extending tendrils from its back to kill. Also suffocates its victims when they're not paying attention. And it is basically a dark figure with a featureless face. It has tall, long arms, long fingers. It's dark, looks like kind of like a dark scarecrow. And doesn't want any witnesses to its kills either.
If you know what I'm talking about, you will know Slenderman is kind of what it's described as. So
the Slenderman?
Yeah, Slenderman was actually inspired by the story of the rake. So
what is that?
Slenderman is basically this large, very large, with long-fingered, dark person-ish type guy.
He's like a tuxedo.
And in like a tuxedo-ish type thing that's like all black, and then he has no face.
He's like white, like his skin's white.
Yeah.
Where do you guys hear this story at?
It's not a story, it's a game.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's a video game.
It's for the iPad?
No, it's actually either for PC or for like Xbox.
You can get it on your tablet.
Or, really?
Yeah, I have it.
It's called Slenderman?
Slenderman.
Slenderman.
Slenderman. Slenderman.
Have you played on Viral?
Wow, that's cool. I'm going to have to check that out. So you guys hear that? It's called Slenderman. That has something to do with
the rake.
The rake. That's kind of a creepy thing. Not as creepy as our third story, but our second one today comes from Sykesville, Maryland, where there were sightings of a large Neanderthal-like man skulking in the woods. We had a couple witnesses to this. This is back in 1973. When the police were notified, though, apparently, in a very rapid response, not only did the police show up, but federal agents showed up with other agents in hazmat suits, and they were scouring the woods for this, for lack of a better word,
what was
person.
Described as quote-unquote men in black, as the people who they were described as seeing. A lot of men in black, a lot of people in like hazmat suits, and then a lot of police officers telling you that you couldn't go in there. So they were obviously looked like they were expecting something.
Yeah, and the witnesses to this said they all seemed that the response to the call was a little kind of overkill. It was just a call about an oversized man lurking in the woods, and there was a whole ton of people there. So they did say there was a psychiatric hospital in the area, and there was a possibility that the person came from there, but there were theories going around from the locals that it was actually a place where the government was doing secret tests on human beings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, genetic, or I'm not sure exactly what kind of tests they were talking about, and they think that maybe one of the, prisoners, I guess you would call them, or victims escaped. Let's see, what else do they say about it? some of the locals believe that a frozen and preserved Neanderthal man, an actual Neanderthal man, was freed from the ice by a tropical storm that had just hit. And they say this encounter was 10 years after the first sighting of this Neanderthal man. There was evidence found during the incident, but what was recovered was never documented. And the official police department report is actually blank. The Department of Defense, however, did release an order to have a team, this is documented, to have a team respond whenever one of those sightings occurs ever again in the future. So obviously it had to have something to do with the military in some way. So now the third one is kind of the one that creeps me out, and that's the one from Roswell, New Mexico, which is better known for its UFO crash in 1947. But this happens to do with a creature called the Owl Witch,
also known as La
Lechuza.
Yeah, La Lechuza.
La Lechuza. And it's basically, the story goes, it was an old medicine woman that was killed or cursed.
She was said to have done black magic, so, she was said to have done, accused by the locals of a village, she was accused to have done black magic, and so they went over to burn her, and when that happened, she supposedly turned into an owl and went into the horizon.
And that's how the Owl Witch spirit was supposedly born.
This is yours.
Owls are often perceived as heralds of doom in stories around the world, which I didn't know. I thought owls were always kind of cool and majestic, but apparently when you see one, they're supposed to be like bad news coming or something like that.
Don't tell Sheila that.
The Owl Witch is always seen at night, and people were found dead with their eyes clawed out and claw marks on their backs when they're supposedly attacked by the Owl Witch. The Lechuza is supposed to be after or known for stealing babies. So if you have a baby in their house, a lot of people who see the Owl Witch often have babies or very small children in their house. It can come in the form of a fireball at night. There's also something called a curandera, or a good witch, who had told locals that in order to kill the Owl Witch, you have to engrave a cross into the top of a bullet, load it into your gun, and shoot the Owl Witch with the cross-empowered bullet when she's in the form of a fireball. So the most recent sighting of the Owl Witch was in Austin, Texas, in the summer of 2010. These kids were exploring an abandoned building at night. They said when they went in, the air got cold. They heard some noises and went into the basement, of course, into the dark, no light, abandoned basement of an abandoned building. And they heard a soft woman's voice actually calling their names. And they were screeched at by what sounded like an owl, and they were chased by the Owl Witch. They said the eyes, the lady got caught behind a door when they closed it, and it was just this creepy-looking, feathery bird lady looking at them through the glass.
And the eyes were not normalized. The eyes were super oversized. Like, if normalized, like, the size of our eyes, each eye was about the size of a grapefruit, and they were completely black. Like, there were no actual...
They call them dark chasms.
Yeah, dark chasms of doom.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah, the Owl Witch, she's kind of... That one kind of freaked me out, actually, the hair stuff in my arms when I saw that. That was kind of weird. So, but moving on to the monsters of Indiana, we just got done researching a book about monsters in Indiana, and was talking about cryptids. You know about cryptids, right?
Yeah.
Cryptids are basically hidden or unexpected animals. They're not known, or rather their existence in most cases is officially unverified. So it talks mostly about cryptids, but one of the things...
like, probably the most famous cryptid that you would know about is Bigfoot is considered to be a cryptid.
Right, exactly.
Possible to exist. Many people believe it exists.